Good morning. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I'm going to tell you why we chose the Shetland sheep breed to raise and why we continue to raise them. There are a lot of advantages, and so I thought today we could talk about the differences in their fleeces, different fleece types amongst the Shetland breed, talk about their size, their parasite resistance, and their temperament. And so hopefully this will be an informative video, and when we're all done, maybe it'll help you make the decision on whether or not you want to raise Shetland sheep yourself. Stick with me. So we're going to look at some different fleece types. You have a fine, single-coated, crimpy, super soft, which is what I'm zooming in on here right now. This is a fine fleece ewe. I think I'm fixing to zoom in on another one too. And you can tell just by the way they look outwardly, they have a different fleece type. But you also have medium, wavy. They have a longer staple than the fine fleeced do. This is also a fine fleeced ewe right here that I'm zoomed in on. And then you've got double coated, which is the longest of the staple lengths in the Shetland fleece type. Here I'm zoomed in. I'm trying to do this with one hand and keep the other animals off the camera. So it's kind of hard to do, but that is what a fine fleece looks like when you get down there and you part the fleece next to the skin. Very crimpy, very soft. And so now here's just a few photos of some finer fleece ones. You can kind of see how tight their fleeces are. Now they do hold more vegetation in them. They hold on to the hay, but when you comb it out, it's fine. And here we're going to look at, zooming in on this little girl right here. This is Gretchen. She has more of a medium. She's double coated. She's got a wavy fleece. I've got her up here next to, see there was a finer fleeced one. Here in just a second, you're going to be able to see them all a little bit better. Those girls right there in the background, they're double coated. So let's look here. There's Gretchen next to, let's see, there's a fine fleece stepping right up there next to her, and you can kind of see the difference. She's the finer fleece one. She's going to jump over and position herself there well, so maybe you can kind of see and compare. But you can also see in one Shetland, you can see kind of you can see different fleece types in one guy. Like this guy right here, he's got some crimpier areas, like around his neck is super soft and crimpy, and then he's got some longer parts that are much more wavy, not as soft. Here's Gretchen. I've got a good hold on her right now, and I was just going to show you the wave. A little less crimp, but it's pretty long. And then I get up here trying to do this one with one hand, and it's hard, but it's more crimpy towards the neck. Some Shetlands, I just wanted to show you this gal right here, have kind of an Icelandic appearance. This is definitely a Shetland girl, but she has that wild, primitive look, especially as her fleece will get longer throughout the winter, but she is double coated. Shetlands have so many colors. If you'll look at this little gal here, it's so pretty, so fun to see the different colors that you have in Shetlands. The upper left is her at 1 week, the upper right was her at 6 months, and then the bottom is her at 1 year, and you can see how they change. But there's so many color varieties with browns, or they call them morets. So many patterns. So the Shetlands have I think 11 colors and around 30 different markings or patterns, which still they're described with the original Shetland Islander Gaelic language. It can get a little dicey when you're trying to figure out what colors you have. I'm not one. I'm certainly not going to say I'm an expert on that. I always have to refer to the guide. But they're still so fun with so many different patterns and markings. The rams typically will have horns. Now you can have a polled Shetland, and it's perfectly acceptable. You can also have a horned ewe. That is just an opinion. Different people some like horned ewes and some don't. I prefer not, but that is just an opinion only. There's nothing wrong with it. And then when we're talking about temperament, these guys are naturally docile. They're going to also exhibit a temperament as a result of their raising. So if you're messing with them and touching them, you will see how sweet they are. This is also a good example of a size. You can see my grandkids, and this ewe right here, this is about the size, and which makes them so easy to handle. But again, with that temperament, sometimes they can be almost a little annoying when they try to, you know, bite your fingers or your clothes. Parasite resistance is amazing with these guys. I'm telling you, we do rotational grazing. We weekly FOMACHA score them to check their eyelids, and I have not had to worm a single Shetland this entire year. In fact, I have some that I have not wormed in 2 years. Their parasite resistance is just top notch. There's some mixture. There's Shins and Shetlands in that group there. And you can see my pretty girl Grace here, just to show you some different photos here. And this is a little video. I just wanted to demonstrate for you here their mothering abilities are amazing. They're so nurturing. They have ease of lambing, and they take such good care of their babies. If you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, I hope that you'll subscribe and like and join me again.